How are you, Mr. Whetro?
It's Whetro Wednesday, Fred, and it's a short week, so I got to be great.
Short work week, Whetro Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Wall Street looks okay. Took a little bit of a hit yesterday. Some of that has to do with Tesla, with Elon and the president going at it again. The president, I heard, actually said he suggested he could deport Elon Musk. and that if they cut the subsidies to Tesla and to any of Elon's companies, and this is in capital letters, so he means business, there's big money to be saved. And that actually had an effect on Wall Street yesterday, didn't it?
It sure did, and I like how you emphasize it's in capital letters, which it is. So it's big money can be saved. But yes, that affected the tech industry and the electric car industry, but it also pushed other companies up, such as General Motors was up 5.7%. Ford was up 4.6%. So you could just see how that effect happens. But overall, the Dow was up 400 points, which is 0.91%. The S&P 500 was negative, just a hair. It was negative 6.94, so almost 7 points, which is only 0.11 to the downside. And NASDAQ off 166 points, which is 0.82. But I'm going to highlight something here, positive. The Russell 2000, I always say those small caps, if we really get this economy going, they're going to start leading the way. And I'm not saying this is happening, but the Russell 2000 was up 22.5 points, which is 1.03, so up a full percent. All right. So I'll keep my eye on that one, too.
Yeah, absolutely. What else looked good yesterday to you?
Oh, I guess the gambling sector is going to lead the way. Las Vegas Sands gained 8.9. Wynn Resorts climbed 8.8, and MGM Resorts International rose 7.3. So apparently we're out there gambling. So we got to have money in our pockets a little bit.
Isn't that weird? When things aren't going quite as well as you think, people are willing to take what little bit of money they have, take it over and throw it into a machine.
Well, you got to hit the big one, Fred.
I suppose.
You know, we're in a society where our news comes fast and we want everything fast.
Yeah.
And we think, okay, this is what's going to happen. In reality, we need some time. Real stuff takes a little time, as we know. You don't get caught up in that emotion of like hitting a home run every time. I mean, look at the Yankees. Now they're running into slides because they've been smacking home runs, and now they're not doing as much. Yeah. They're losing.
Did we have any reports yesterday that might have had an effect on what the numbers look like at all?
We had some construction spending was down just a little bit. But again, another highlight, job openings. Last month we were at 7.4 million. We were expecting 7.3, but it actually went to 7.8 million. Okay. So some companies are saying, okay, we have some openings here, and we might start hiring a little bit more. And the manufacturing numbers, they're still below 50, but it came in a little bit better than expected. Okay. So manufacturing, I think that's going to get going again. But again, it's going to take some time, especially with these companies moving back. You and I have talked about this. If I'm building factories or I'm starting to go that route, it's going to take a while to get this going. But I still like the assumption. I like the feeling. And again, a lot of people go on the feelings. Right. I want to see that happening. But today, it's going to be interesting. At 8:15, we have the ADP employment. And I mentioned the other day, too, that it's all about jobs this week. Yeah. So we're going to see the ADP report, and then Thursday we have the U.S. employment report and unemployment reports coming out.
All right, so that's something to look forward to. How is this affecting the Treasury at all, the yield on the Treasury bonds?
Well, the 10-year's coming down just a hair. It's sitting at 4.27, and the 2-year's at 3.78. And I mentioned, too, that Jerome Powell spoke yesterday. And I think he's indicating more that maybe in September we'll get a rate cut. So I think a lot of this pressure is coming on him. And but again, even the 2 years sitting at 3.78, and that Fed funds rate sitting between 4.25 and 4.50. So it seems to be a little high.
All right. So I guess now we're just
cut that.
Now we're just kind of holding our breath to see when the tariffs will go into place, how much they will be, because we've only got a couple more weeks to wait for that. Those things are supposed to hit before too long. And from what I understand, from what I read this morning, we really only have one deal at this point, and that one is with China, but any deal still has to go through Congress. Congress has to approve these. Some people don't understand that. They think the president could just sign it and it's over with. But those things also have to go through Congress and get approved, which shouldn't be a problem since it's a majority of Republicans. But still, we're going to wait a couple weeks to see what happens with the tariffs, and then after that, maybe Jerome Powell will change his mind.
But I also like that deal with China because, I mean, they're huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good one to start with. And yes, Congress has been a little busy, Fred. They're also getting back on their, they're getting back the BBB, the big, beautiful bills coming back.
Yep.
So we're going to see that. They should have that maybe signed by tomorrow, I would say.
Well, they're hoping, but it passed through the Senate. It's back in the House. There's a lot of members of the House who are not happy with what's in it, and so they'll be looking at it today about the amendments that the Senate added. If we're lucky, it'll be done by, well, if the president is lucky, it'll be done by July 4th. Otherwise, the rest of us will wait. Tomorrow, it's a short work week, so we'll hear from Tim one last time this week. That'll be tomorrow at around 6:35. If you need to reach him before then, Whetro Wealth Management, 419-824-3300. Tim W. at WhetroAdvisors.com. Also on Facebook and in LinkedIn, and sign up for their weekly newsletter. It goes right to your email mailbox, all right? Advisory services are offered through Capital Investment Advisory Services, LLC. Securities are offered through Capital Investment Group, a member of FINRA SIPC.